Hello, Riderwood. I'm Jack Walkman. With me today are William Kahl and Gary Heath, both members of the Free State Aeromodelers, who are here to tell us about an exciting event that will take place in our neighborhood that is free and open to the public. Bill, what is this event? Where is it and when does it take place?
Okay, it's the Airplanes of the World event. This is the 10th annual event, and it's on Van Dusen Road near the Fairlands Aquatic Center. Right, the street that's right across from Fairlands Aquatic Center runs straight past our field. It's a dead end now, and it's going to be on June 21st. Everybody's invited and welcome to attend. We'll have food there. And it should be a great day. We have all kinds of airplanes, model airplanes. We've got helicopters, we've got quadcopters.
Turbine jets. So we'll have a large assortment of airplanes, and all of the planes that will be at the event this year will be scale aircraft. So they're representative of actual full-size aircraft. So that is one of the requirements that we have at the field for this event. So we'll have warbirds, we'll have scale ships, airplanes of the 30s, airplanes of post-World War II, and we'll have quite a number of jets this year, turbine, actual 200-mile-an-hour aircraft. So they're very amazing airplanes that we have in the that come to the show, and it's really one of the best events in the local region that we can put on. So it's a excellent. Just hope the weather's wonderful, but it's an excellent show, and we usually have between 75 to 125 aircraft there on this particular weekend. So, and it's really and the beauty of the whole thing is that as we sit here in the studio, we're only less than 5 miles from this model field.
That's great. I know where it is.
Yes.
I see you brought some examples and a controller there, it looks like.
Okay. Yeah, this is what we would call a quadcopter because it has 4 motors, but the various multi-rotor copters, you can have all sorts of different combinations, 3 all the way up to 8 or more. And I can actually control the quadcopter with this remote control. I can also control the helicopter that's on the floor with the same remote control. It's something that we teach people how to do at our field each week. So it's not just the event on the 21st. If you show up on a nice Saturday or Sunday morning, you'll likely catch a bunch of us out there flying, and you're always welcome to come out. If the gate is open at the field, if it's a nice day, there's usually somebody flying, and you're welcome to come by and join in. We have some chairs for you to sit down. We've got nice shade there. We have a nice building there that you can get out of the weather if you need to. So it's a good place to come. We've got a nice parking lot. There's plenty of parking. So you can come and have a good time, just sit and watch and talk to people. If you like airplanes, this is a place to come because we have really scale World War II airplanes. There's a lot of people that fly P-51 Mustangs. They fly Hellcats. They fly German airplanes. If you're into German airplanes, they have some Focke-Wulf 190s. They've got, you name it. Guys just love flying airplanes, and that's what we do, airplanes and helicopters. So
It's great. Now, in real life, you fellows have some related activity, your profession, or?
Well, I have been a docent with the Smithsonian Institution for 37 years now at the Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Center at Dulles Airport. Prior to the opening of that facility, I was at Silver Hill for 28 years. So my combined time works out to 37 years with Smithsonian. So I've been an aviation historian by pure interest and by my reading background. Things I read have always been aviation-oriented, historical-oriented. So when I build a model plane, what I'm trying to do is actually build an aircraft with the detail that incorporated into the full-size aircraft. So I try to make all the little details that I possibly can whenever I'm assembling a plane that's visible in the full-size aircraft. And my genre, my era that I prefer is early World War I aircraft. So that's the highest interest level for me. One of the nice parts with that is that the World War I aircraft have so many visible components to them, and they're biplanes, and they're reasonably slow flying aircraft. Even though my planes are pretty big, they're quarter scale, so that's 1/4 the size of the full-size airplane. They even have 1/3 scale planes in this category, so that makes a very, very large aircraft. Some cases we're 8 and 10 foot wingspans on our model planes.
And I understand you have your own company, Bill.
Yeah, I do software for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers here and in Europe, all around the world. I've been doing that for a number of years now, about 15 years. About 6 years ago, though, I met a guy that came out to our flying field, and he was a wounded warrior at Walter Reed, the old Walter Reed down on Georgia Avenue. Well, since then, everything has moved over to Bethesda, and I became a Red Cross volunteer at Bethesda to have a radio-controlled model program there. What I do now is every Tuesday, I go over to Walter Reed, and I have a bunch of guys that come and meet me there in the occupational therapy clinic, and we work and build helicopters. And I have laptop computers that I take to the hospital with me. I have 2 laptop computers, and we have simulators that we can fly so that they can learn how to fly cheaply. So instead of breaking up nice models, we learn to fly on the computer. And then as they progress, I bring them out to our flying field where they get free membership, because we talked to everybody and everybody agreed we'll let the Wounded Warriors fly for free at our field. And they're really nice guys. They fit right in. And so for 6 years now, I've been teaching these guys how to build and fly model aircraft. This is a tough hobby to get into unless you know somebody, or somebody can kind of tell you about the hobby and get you started. So it's really nice that you have somebody that can sit down and take them from the first beginning all the way through to being a good model pilot. We got this guy, he was a Silver Star. You know, I didn't even know he was a Silver Star for several years after he showed up there. He's turned out to be a wonderful friend and a very good model airplane pilot and mechanic now.
Maybe even the prospect of a job in this burgeoning or possibly burgeoning industry.
Absolutely, because next year the FAA is going to issue some rules that allow us to fly these, we call it first person view, FPV, and you can fly these things just like airplanes with remote control and screens. And everybody has seen what Amazon.com wants to do. They want to deliver packages. Well, there's going to be there's going to be a need for people that are going to actually run those systems. You got things like Border Patrol. You got things like checking on the power lines that they do in a very expensive way right now with helicopters. You've got chances to do crops, inspecting crops for people and seeing different things. These are jobs. These are jobs, and by these people getting in on the early stages, they will be able to get those jobs, and that's what's important. You know, these vets will have some jobs.
Sounds like a wonderful thing you're doing for the Wounded Warriors.
Well, thank you.
Any final points you want to make?
I just want to see everybody come out to the field on June 21st. I think you'll have a wonderful time out there. You'll see something you might not have ever seen before. You'll have a good time. We'll have food there. It'll be a festive attitude. We've places to get out of the sun if it's sunny. So please join us. And if you can't come on the 21st, come out on any nice day and you'll have a good time.
Thank you so much, both of you, for coming.
Thank you, Jack.
It's a real pleasure to learn about this and to see the impressive things you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, back to the news.